Hey folks, this is BestInSlot. Welcome to the fourth and final of today's species showcases for the brand new Cretaceous Predator Pack, releasing tomorrow for Jurassic World Evolution 2 on the 30th of November. We've taken a look at some exceptional dinosaurs today, and we're going to finish with one of my personal favourite dinosaurs, the Concavenator, the hunter from Cuenca. Here we go.
The Concavenator is quite literally a hunter with a hump. So please, please, please keep it sweet, because I really don't want to have to flee from this Spanish predator.
So Concavenator, I've pronounced everything different than the Jurassic World announcers. Clearly, there we go. Are absolutely stunning Carcharodontosaurid. Hailing from the early Cretaceous of Spain, let's take a look at some stats for this beautiful new dinosaur. Concavenator stats, appeal of 451, which is pretty high actually. It's in line with, say, Albertosaurus more than Concavenator is a medium dinosaur, as I said earlier on, and it's more in line with the medium dinosaurs like the Albertosaurus than it is with the other mediums. For example, Australovenator is more in the 150 sort of range. It likes scavengers, it dislikes carnivores, and it dislikes the Therizinosaurus. I feel like I've said those words 5 times today already. And a base dominance of 76 puts it identical, literally identical with the Australovenator. So it's got about 3 to 4 times the appeal, but the base dominance is the same. Now, it seems we're about to get ourselves a social animation, so let's kick things off with that. Let me kill the letterbox, and here we go. We'll obviously have to see that one again. I love that initial bite at the... Oh, and a little cheeky bite there at the end as well. That's a really pretty fantastic animation. So, Concavenator, a beautiful design with some really fantastic little nods to the science here as well. Concavenator, of course, is well known for the humps, this sort of double-barreled hump here at the back. It's rendered differently depending on your interpretation. Some see it more as a sail, sometimes more of a hump. You can see it is quite skinny, but it's definitely got some muscle, it's got some fat in there kind of supporting the bony structures. If you look, for example, at the Fallen Kingdom version, which I'll bring up on the screen for you now, it looks more like a thin sail rather than a hump like this. But there's some really nice other nods here to the science as well. You'll see these interesting looking scales at the bottom of the dinosaur, like here around the pubis and going down here along the tail. And they look a little bit like the belly of a snake. Well, that's because they are very, very similar. So thanks to Rayamis on Twitter, who pointed this out when the Concav was first revealed. But basically, on the underside of the tail of the Concavenator, they found evidence of these scutate type scales, the same type you would find on the belly of a snake. So the fact that they've been rendered here in Jurassic World Evolution 2 is a really beautiful, keen eye for detail from the people who have been designing these dinosaurs. The quills are another nod. I'm going to have to nip over to the other one. Oh, you've also sat down. Fantastic. Well, you can see the quills here on the back of the head. Here at the back of the wrist, back of the elbow, they have found evidence of quill knobs on the Concavenator that would have supported these thin quill-like filaments. They don't think it was feathers, although typically that's what these quill knobs would support. They think it was these thin sort of filaments. Now, I don't believe there's any evidence for them on the back of the head, but there's no evidence not to have them. You know, I think that's a little bit speculative, but they are found here on the backs of the arms, like the elbow sort of region, the wrist down there. So that's, again, a really nice nod to the current science on the dinosaur. I do think it's remarkably well done. I think it's actually... it's my favourite medium carnivore in the game now, I think. Oh. And it has a little scratch. Lovely. Really nice coloration, really nice patterning. Love the hump, love the quills. Really unique amongst all the other medium carnivores in the game. A little nod to the science there with the scoots. Yeah, good stuff in general. I'm going to pop another couple out. It only releases in a batch of 2, so let's do another release. Because look at the coloration on that blue one. What a beauty. Blue and brown is always a winning combination. Of course, I'll show you all the colours at the end of the video via the species viewer. Now, let's see some animations. We're gonna have to see that again. I love the personality in this one. That it seems that the second dinosaur is getting screamed at, and it's like this stone. You know what it reminds me of? That meme where the guy is clearly yelling some nonsense at a girl at like a concert, and she's just sort of stone faced as he's yelling in her face about all this very stuff. It reminds me very much of that. and the second concav is completely stone-faced, and then it still decides to go for a sneaky extra peck at the end. Fairly standard on the eating animations. Okay, it initially raised its head there, just not all the way out, just wanted a quick little peek around, make sure it's safe, make sure nothing's approaching it whilst it's drinking. It's quite a difficult social animation to show completely because they move around so much, they change position, and the light obviously gets in the way, but it's a pretty great one. Lots of personality in there. That scream right into the face makes me laugh every single time. I'm a big fan of that. And then it goes in for that cheeky extra nip at the end, because why the heck not? Right, it's time for the goat kill. Let's follow along with this concav as it goes in. Alright lad, calm down. That was a pretty brutal shake at the end there. It's a shame it was caught in the shadow, but we will of course see another one very soon. Okay, let's check that out again in a little bit slow motion, hopefully. Oh, bouncy. The initial grab's pretty typical, but it's that relentless, vicious shaking at the end that really sells the personality of the concav. I mean, we've already seen two of them snapping at each other, of course, so I think they're trying to sell that particularly aggressive kind of nature with this one, which kind of suits the design as well. Okay, let's see if the Homalocephaly death is the same. It's not, but it's a fairly typical jump on, rip the neck. Nothing we really need to check out again. Sorry, Homalocephaly. You appear, you get killed, and you're done. It's just the way it is. I'm excited to check out some of the high level kills on this one. Very curious about the human kill, which have been consistently pretty awesome today. We're about to see the Gallimimus kill, but I want to point out the Concavenator is clearly part of that new pack hunt behavior. Now, it doesn't mean it's a pack hunter in that it's all going to jump all over, say, a Brachiosaurus. We'll test that, but I'm 99% sure that's not the case. But basically all the medium-y, small-y, sort of medium to small carnivores seem to have been given this new pack chase behavior, where you'll see that this one's obviously going to get the kill on the Gallimimus, but this other one is also chasing the Galley down at the same time. Took its time a little bit with the bite there at the end, didn't it? But again, a fairly typical kill, you would say, for the Gallimimus. Let's see if it does anything against its dominance partner in the Australovenator. I like that little dance they do. It's beautiful. Oh, Ostra! Well done, buddy. Oh, yeah. God damn. A little unexpected. They're the same dominance, so in theory, Ostra has as good a chance as Concavenator, but I think Concavenator just looks more intimidating. You know, it just looks more powerful. It's heftier, it's more built. Gotta say, this Australovenator is really holding its own. It keeps going into combat over and over again and still holding its own pretty well. You can see that, you can tell they're kind of equal in dominance because they keep doing the flippy floopy move, you know, over and over again. Oh, there we go. Okay, that was different, right? That felt a little bit different. That again had shades of the Gallimimus kill, where the Concavenator is biting down on the neck of its prey, and it's taking its time. It feels quite slow and drawn out in some ways, which is obviously bad for its prey, really. Well done, Concav. How do you feel? I feel good. That's what Concavenator sounds like, in case you were curious. I'd like to see that one more time, so let's pop out another Australovenator, and we'll do this time in slow motion. You can see how it almost drags the Australovenator backwards initially. The Australovenator's kind of kicking out and screaming as it's happening. It's pretty cool. I mean, not for the Australovenator, it's not, but for me it's pretty cool. And that's what's really important. So far I would say the Concave is a beautiful dinosaur with a fairly standard repertoire of animations. So, now is the time, however, for the real important test. What is the Concave's human kill animation? The one that I always most look forward to. Don't start fighting, you numpties. Right then, folks, here we go. Very speedy, very aggressive. Doesn't bite the guy to death, doesn't rip the guy to death. Literally, all. Let's do it again in slow motion this time. Make sure we see what's going on here. I'm gonna have to kill these fences. Bear with me. Lovely, lovely. All right, let's go slow. Grabs the guy by the hand, spins him one way, then flings him harshly down to the ground, using that sort of added heft compared to the other medium carnivores. Really just pulls back to one side and then uses that momentum to fling them, bind them into the ground, breaking their back and their neck in the process. Let's go find another example. It's pretty cool seeing them. You see the other ones dashing through the grass in the distance there. And up the other way. Oh, there's a big bang when they land as well, and then you see instantly that first hit kills them. The body ragdolls after that. It's pretty brutal. I do like that the guy just bounces completely off the screen. He goes absolutely soaring. Okay, that's enough of that. Let's hop into the species viewer and check out the skins for the Concavenator. Here we go then, and continuing a trend we've seen throughout today, it is a beautiful, detailed, varied looking dinosaur even without the pattern. A lot more of the colour is just built in by default now with the pattern doing less of the work. It looks really, really good. I would be happy to have these in my park like this. Let's go through the skin colours. We've got Sonoran Desert, we've got Death Valley, we've got Great Sandy Desert, Champlain Valley, Sala del Huesco, Limpopo River, really like that, Killian Mountains, Yukon River, Svalbard, which changes between white and black constantly, Amazon Rainforest, tons of colour there, Mangrove Forest, and the Gambia River Basin. Let's pick one that's going to show things off. Quite like Limpopo River, I think that's pretty cool. Anyways, let's take a look at them. So we've got Rana, which is black and kind of a rusted brown sort of colour, Calcarana, which is a little bit lighter, Lithobates, we've got green, Pulcrana, sort of greyish colours, Papyrana, some bright vivid blue, and of course Pelophylax with that burst of colour on the face, which is going to go really well maybe with that one. We can mix these up a little bit, see what else we can do here. I think it's a fantastic looking dinosaur. I think the model is brilliant with some lovely nods to the actual science and a little bit of spec in there as well, which I really like. It's beautifully paleo accurate while still feeling like a Jurassic World dinosaur. Feels very appropriate for Jurassic World. The hump is really well rendered. Now I love the Utah Raptor, but speaking purely from a visual design, I might even prefer the Concavenator more. I think this is the absolute epitome of what a Jurassic World dinosaur can really look like in a lot of ways. Animation wise, it's a little disappointing. The other three today have all been fantastic, so the bar was set really, really high. They've all had really unique kills, really unique animations. There's always a chance that Concavenator has something that I haven't seen. I am but one man who's doing all their videos in one day like an idiot. So as you folks get hold of this tomorrow, I'm sure there will be a new animation out there for some of the dinosaurs that I haven't yet seen. Of course, I'll bring you that as we find out when hundreds of thousands of people are testing this DLC out for themselves. As it stands with the ones I've seen, they're fine, and I like the brutality of the human kill, but they're not really on the same level as the three that were seen earlier today. They had some exceptional animations, whereas the Concavenator feels like a pretty typical suite for any medium carnivore. But it is what it is, and as I said during one of the other videos, I can't imagine how hard it is to keep coming up with unique kill animations, because all medium-sized theropods have approximately the same body shape and abilities and stuff. There's some differentiation, but you know, the dinosaurs. They're not going to whip out a sword or something like that. So coming up with unique kills that fit each dinosaur and that are spectacular in the way some of the others have been must be an incredibly hard job, and I don't envy the animators or the people coming up with the animations whatsoever. And I will say on 3 out of 4 they did a great job. Now that's the last dinosaur of today. Please do let me know as well which was your favourite of the 4 in the comment section. Throw me a like if you enjoy this series. I may have already said that, but please do anyway. And yeah, we may be back later today if there's more to discover out there. I'm not going to do a pack chase behaviour video like we talked about, just because obviously we now know what that involves, thanks to Concavenator, thanks to the Utah Raptor. And it's been a fun day. I really hope you've enjoyed. We'll of course be back with more information on this pack throughout the week. We'll be doing some rankings and all that kind of jazz. We're going to start a new park. It's going to be good times. Thank you so much for joining me either way. Cheers, much love as always. Bye-bye.